institutions and other relevant places, ministries.
Even outside the demands of government commitments?
Very well, very good question indeed. Thank you. Well, geographically we are distant. We are not very close to each other. But we don't see this as an obstacle. But our peoples have a lot of room to get together. And I believe we have a common virtue actually both in Turkey and in Zambia. The peoples are known for their hospitality. I'm here since 2016 and I have been received so well since my arrival, and I'm grateful for that. So I believe that this common point is something that brings our peoples together.
Well, I'd like to thank you so much for taking this short interview and wish you all the very best.
Thank you so much, and I wish all my best wishes for the Zambian people. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Madam Şebnem İncesu, Turkish ambassador to Zambia, speaking with us. Ambassador to Zambia, and this is Mrs. Shebnem Njesu, and I'll be having a brief chat with her.
26 to 16. Taking oath.
President, His Excellency Recep Tayyip ERDOİan. Thank you so much for taking this interview. Perhaps to begin with, what would you say is the significance of this particular visit by President Erdoğan?
Thank you very much, Mrs. Chitalu. Actually, the importance is this is the first high-level visit from Turkey to Zambia, and it is the first presidential visit from Turkey to Zambia, so it has a historical meaning and historical importance for both countries.
Right, and given that background, obviously it also translates into perhaps increased bilateral relations between the two countries?
Exactly. We expect that this visit will give impetus to our bilateral relations. Indeed, we have, since the establishment of the embassies in both capitals, our relations started to develop. But we believe that this presidential visit will accelerate, will further develop our already existing good relations.
Now, in terms of the benefits to both countries, we do know that there are exports that are coming in to Zambia from Turkey and vice versa. So that is expected to grow as well.
Exactly. This is what we believe and what we want. Because we know the national development plan of Zambia 2017-2021, and we know the priority areas there. And in all those areas, we believe that we have the potential on both sides, like agriculture, tourism, manufacturing, and energy. So there are lots of areas that we can work together.
And talking about the Zambian embassy, which is actually sitting in Turkey, would you say that there is a lot of support that the embassy is getting from the Turkish government?
Definitely, definitely. In Lusaka, we have our embassy since 2011, and your embassy in Ankara was established in 2014. And they have the full support of all the Turkish institutions and other relevant places, ministries.
And before I let you go, Madam Njesu, when we look at the peoples of Zambia and the peoples of Turkey, what kind of message would you give them, with regards to perhaps getting to work?
Our peoples have a lot of room to
Hello, good afternoon, good morning. Welcome to KKIA for the live broadcast of the arrival of the Turkish President, His Excellency Recep Tayyip ERDOİan. Recep Tayyip ERDOİan. Recep Tayyip ERDOİan. Hello, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hello, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hello, hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hello, hello, hello, hello,
Recep
hello.
Tayyip ERDOİan. His Excellency President ERDOİan.
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to KKIA, the Kenneth Kaunda International Airport, where we're broadcasting live in anticipation of the arrival of the highly expected arrival of His Excellency, the President of Turkey, Recep Tayyip ERDOİan, who will be holding talks with Zambia's President, His Excellency Mr. Edgar Chagwa, and all this is in efforts to strengthen bilateral relations between the two countries. And we'll be here until that happens. My name is Franklin Tambo Jr., and together with Chitalu Mulenga, we'll bring the actualities as they happen from the Lusaka International Airport, or the Kenneth Kaunda International Airport, as has been rebranded. And clearly the relations between the two countries warming up in recent times with inauguration of that country's president, where our Republican president, Mr. Lungu, was invited to be part of a distinguished guest there. So you call this a reciprocal action, so to speak, as we look at what will unfold from this very important visit. Stella, good morning. It's one of those times when yet another milestone is about to happen, and good relations, perhaps, which should come out of this particular visit. And the picture is huge. The trade relations, there's tourism, there's everything for the two countries to benefit from each other.
Absolutely. Good morning, Franklin, and good morning to our viewers. As you rightly put it, Franklin, this is a very, very significant visit. Zambia receiving the Turkish President, President ERDOİan. It is also very significant in the sense that it is his first presidential visit since his re-election in June. The bilateral talks, obviously, that are expected to take place at State House later today will obviously yield a lot of results. Host President, President Edgar Lungu, will be here to receive President ERDOİan and thereafter they will proceed to State House, where the bilateral talks will take place.
Well, in terms of geography, obviously the two countries are far apart from each other, but the ties are expected to be closer. And in fact, going by what has been going on in terms of trade relations, about $20 million between the two countries in terms of relations in exports and imports. For Turkey exports the value to the worth of about $16 million. Whereas for Zambia, just about $5 million. But again, this goes to the potential that exists in as far as growth in this particular aspect of trade between the two countries are concerned. Zambia has a lot to offer, obviously, and it will be selling its strengths in agriculture. It will be selling its potential in tourism, and it can only be an advantage to a country that has so much to offer, especially in those two sectors, agriculture and tourism.
Agriculture and tourism, obviously, huge potential for growth and benefit both ways. Zambia is developing quite extensively in the area of agriculture. It has a lot to learn, but obviously the Turkish also perhaps would have a lot to learn from Zambia. And talking about these relations, they did gain momentum following the opening of the Zambian embassy in Ankara in 2013, and this obviously did begin to enhance the relations further. The Zambian embassy, the Turkish embassy rather, was established here in 2011, so that was a little more earlier than when Zambia took position in Turkey. But that just sort of strengthen the relations both ways, and it's working out really well. And as we can see today, we are able to receive the Turkish President, His Excellency Erdoğan.
Well, for a lot of people, with this kind of prominence that is being given to the arrival of the Turkish president, it will be a question of what does Zambia get from Turkey? What does Turkey get from Zambia? Well, for the benefit of the unacquainted, there's a lot that Turkey does help in provision to Zambia. It exports machinery and parts of thereof. It's very good in terms of other products which can be taken full advantage of. But Zambia is still on the brink of becoming this big exporter to countries like Turkey. And so stakeholders who want to look at potentials that lie in this particular market in Turkey, for example. And just to re-emphasize on the need for growth and just how the two relations are supposed to grow, the perception or opinion of representatives from Turkey. We took time to speak to Turkish ambassador to Zambia, and Chitalu had this very interesting interview where various aspects in the short interview came out, but at the end of the day, talking about how warm these relations between the two countries should be and how they will go further in that regard. Now, you might also want to again re-emphasize the fact that the relations regain momentum with the opening of the Turkish embassy, like has been stated by Chitalu in 2011, and the Zambian one later on in 2013. But perhaps more emphasis could be placed in this particular interview, which where Chitalu had a particular interaction. But before going there, I just want to find out from you, Chitalu, just what you thought of the response from the Turkish ambassador to Zambia.
Well, I thought, some very interesting and important issues came out of that interview. Particularly her emphasis of, the importance of this particular visit by the Turkish president, but also the aspect to do with growing the relations between the two countries. And she did really express, the warmth that she has received as a Turkish ambassador to Zambia. She has been here since 2014, and she says, you know, she has received great support, and also touched on the fact that the Turkish embassy, rather the Zambian embassy in Ankara, is also receiving huge support from the Turkish government. So that is a strengthening point, you know, for both countries going forward. And obviously there are lots of plans for the two countries to continue working together for the growth of both nations.
Well, the positivity with which you spoke is one which we can't wait to share with viewers tuned into ZNBC. Now remember that His Excellency the President will be here to receive his counterpart, and we just want you to be part of it. But let's introduce you to that chat we had with the Turkish Ambassador to Zambia, Sebnem Injesu, and it was in a brief chat with Chitalu Mlenga.
Right, we're here at the KKIA airport here in Lusaka, and just now I'm joined by the Turkish ambassador to Zambia, and this is Mrs. Sebnem Injesu, and I'll be having a brief chat with her in relation to the state visit of the Turkish President, His Excellency Recep Tayyip ERDOİan. Thank you so much for taking this interview. Perhaps to begin with, what would you say is the significance of this particular visit by President Erdoğan?
Thank you very much, Mrs. Chitalu. Actually, the importance is this is the first high-level visit from Turkey to Zambia, and it is the first presidential visit from Turkey to Zambia, so it has a historical meaning and historical importance for both countries.
Right, and given that background, obviously it also translates into perhaps increased bilateral relations between the two countries?
Exactly. We expect that this visit will give impetus to our bilateral relations. Indeed, we have, since the establishment of the embassies in both capitals, our relations started to develop. But we believe that this presidential visit will accelerate, will further develop our already existing good relations.
Now, in terms of, you know, the benefits to both countries, we do know that there are exports that are coming in to Zambia from Turkey and vice versa, so that is expected to grow as well?
Exactly. This is what we believe and what we want. Because we know the national development plan of Zambia 2017-2021, and we know the priority areas there. And in all those areas, we believe that we have the potential on both sides, like agriculture, tourism, manufacturing and energy. So there are lots of areas that we can work together.
And talking about the Zambian embassy, which is actually sitting in Turkey, would you say that there is a lot of support that the embassy is getting from the Turkish government?
Definitely, definitely. In Lusaka, we have our embassy since 2011, and your embassy in Ankara was established in 2014. And they have the full support of all the Turkish institutions and other relevant places, ministries.
And before I let you go, Madam Injesu, when we look at the peoples of Zambia and the peoples of Turkey, what kind of message would you give them, you know, with regards to perhaps, you know, getting to work closer together, even outside the demands of government commitments?
Very well. Very good question indeed. Thank you. Well, geographically, we are distant. We are not very close to each other. But we don't see this as an obstacle. But our peoples have a lot of room to get together. And I believe we have a common virtue, actually, in both in Turkey and in Zambia. The peoples are known for their hospitality. I'm here since 2016, and I have been received so well since my arrival, and I'm grateful for that. So I believe that this common point is something that brings our peoples together.
Well, I'd like to thank you so much for taking this short interview, and wish you all the very best.
Thank you so much, and I wish all my best wishes for the Zambian people. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Madam Şebnem Incesu, there, Turkish ambassador to Zambia, speaking with us.
Well, thank you. Thank you, Chitalu. It's all... And this is what is happening here at the international airport. And that was an insightful chat that Chitalu was having with the Turkish ambassador to Zambia, Şebnem Incesu, just giving a picture of what is currently pertaining on the ground as regards the relationship between the two countries and where they are supposed to be taken in that sense. So with that in question, it's really going to be an important aspect, the trade relations between Zambia and Turkey.
Right, yes, Franklin, this is a very, very important day. And looking back at President Edgar Lungu's visit to Turkey, he was in Ankara, and at the time the president did say that his Turkish counterpart, Recep Tayyip ERDOÐAN, is desirous of enhancing bilateral relations between Zambia and Turkey. And President Lungu also did say that President Erdogan did inform him during a high-level bilateral meeting that he was committed to improving diplomatic and trade relations between the two countries. And at that time, he did commit to visiting Zambia soon. And that commitment is coming alive today as His Excellency President Erdogan visits Zambia. He will be arriving not too long from now. But just now, we will interest you to an interview where Franklin speaks with Foreign Affairs Minister Joe Malanje, and we will get to hear what will come out of this interview. Franklin?
Well, thanks a lot, Chitalu. We're privileged to have the Foreign Affairs Minister, Honorable Ambassador Joe Malanje, who was obviously big in this particular picture. What does this particular visit mean to both countries, but maybe in particular to Zambia?
Well, as you may know, Turkey and Zambia have had long, cordial, standing relationship. The re-articulation of this relationship by President Erdogan and President Lungu is purely creating a renaissance in what the two countries can gain from in our bilateral ties. You may learn that today we are signing 12 MOUs, and those are covering quite a wide range from social, economic, and political platforms. President Lungu was in Ankara last week to witness the inauguration of President Erdogan, and of course the birth of this visit by President Erdogan to Zambia. Turkey, as you may know, is a very influential member in NATO, and Zambia has played quite, I would say, midwifery role in the independence of quite a good number of countries in our region. So now we are looking at economic diplomacy. Which countries can we best run with and have gain for our economy? We are looking at engaging Turkey to see how best we can actually implement our blueprint in the 7th National Development Plan. Because we are not only looking at the mining sector, we are trying to see how best we can improve the agriculture sector. We are trying to see how best we can improve our tourism. Because tourism is not anything you can sell without an extensive marketing. You have to market what you've got. Otherwise, tourism becomes a mere academic exercise if we are not marketing it. And as you may know, marketing goes with numbers. We are dealing with a country which has got 80 million people, as in boundary population in their country. So you can see that with those volumes, even in agriculture, as they extend some of their operations in agriculture in Zambia, we are bound to get quite a good chunk in our exports. Because as you may know, soon we're going to have a Turkish airline flying direct from Lusaka to Istanbul. A good number of traders from Zambia go to Istanbul for their purchases. So that will actually ease their traveling. And prior to that, of course, there were other engagements that were on the plate with Zambia and Turkey. So basically what we're trying to do now is to smoothen the dealings between the two countries so that we can cut out some bureaucracy in certain engagements.
At the end of it all, Zambia must be seen to be increasing its trade volumes into that country. Just what potential lies for the country to benefit from a perfect relationship in that regard?
Turkey is not playing a selfish role. They want to see how best they can thicken their economy. Equally, Zambia is trying to see how best we can improve our economy. So basically, it is a mutual gain from both countries because we have what it takes to any partner who wants to trade with us, because we have a conducive atmosphere here from agriculture to human resource. And equally, Turkey has got what it takes to have a good neighbor. So we cannot insulate ourselves to countries that have religiously dealt with them. But we've got to look at greener platforms where Zambia is going to gain from with immediate effect as we engage in our bilaterals. And these are countries from where even on a multilateral platform, Zambia is bound to gain quite more. You should realize that Turkey is not a small economy. When you look at their GDP, we are bound to gain more.
What kind of concrete steps should be taken to enhance the relations?
The concrete steps that are going to be taken is what is happening now. Like I indicated earlier, the ties between the two presidents is purely a renaissance to see how best we can actually improve what was existing. Because when you look at Turkish investment in Africa and what Zambia's exploration in what it can gain from Europe, both countries stand to gain from each other.
Thank you very much for now, and we know that you have to be part of the waiting party. Thank you for your time. We'll probably call in again.
Indeed, and you must realize that we want to use countries like Turkey to see how best we can actually explore avenues through which we can actually get the best that we can through all our economic resources in this country.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
That's Ambassador Joe Malanji, Foreign Affairs Minister. Chitalu.
Clint Tembo there in an interview with Foreign Affairs Minister. Well, as you are able to see in your pictures, that is the chopper carrying His Excellency President Edgar Lungu, President of Zambia, and he is here in readiness to receive his Turkish counterpart, His Excellency Recep Tayyip ERDOİan, who will be visiting Zambia, and this is his first presidential visit following his re-election in June. Well, Franklin is now standing by to speak with Commerce Minister, and this is Christopher Yaluma. Franklin.
Well, thank you, Stalu. And we're talking about trade relations between the two countries, and that affects directly the Commerce Minister, Christopher Yaluma, who is in that particular picture. Thank you so much for taking the interview. We know that there's so much that can be gained from the two relationships, but what for you is crucial in this particular relationship between Zambia and Turkey?
Thank you very much. I think we must realize that Zambia has pronounced to go private. And we have said only the private sector will come and shape up our economy. Now, the situation as it is right now, when we look at the trade volumes between Zambia and Turkey, it's not good. The trade volumes are very low. We've got about 30 companies in the country here right now, Turkish companies, but we are not trading on either side as it's supposed to be. 2017, it was 54 million US dollars for the Turkish, exporting into Zambia. We also exported a meager 90,000, which is not something we can go by. And hence, this, bilaterals we're trying to go in right now is to reinforce and enhance that we can trade more, we can do other things together, investment into the country. I can tell you right now, we have said we're diversifying and we're trying to grow manufacturing. We've got abundant raw materials. What we want to see is to stop sending now that raw material outside for beneficiation. We need it to be done here, and what we're asking from them is to come in here, get our raw materials, and put up a plant and finish the product here, then export. So this afternoon, I'll be signing an investment and trade agreement with my colleague, my counterpart from Turkey. We just want to grow this. We are here. We've got all the resources we need, raw materials. We are endowed with minerals. Those minerals can be completed, finished here, then sent elsewhere. So we want to utilize also the presence of our multi-facility economic zones so that these people can come and participate and set up plants here. At the same time, we are also looking at agro processing. We are looking at opportunities in health to put up pharmaceuticals. We are looking at tourism. So there is a lot we can get out of this relationship. And I think this is the starting point. We can even grow. The companies which are here can even do better with the revised reforms we are doing to woo the investors into the country. We have, we've reviewed the industrial policy. They were all contained in one: commerce, trade, and industry. But to manage and also to support the industries, we've put it a standalone with a lot of incentives to ensure that the investors, private sectors who are coming here, they will benefit from this. This is what we are doing. And I know, as we start right now, and the agreements we're going to sign, which now rides on the initial agreement, bilateral, which was signed between ZDA, Zambia Development Agency, and the Foreign Economic Board of Turkey. This will just now reinforce and enhance the best relations we can get as regards to trade, as regards to investment. And that's what we are looking at right now.
Well, sir, in the interest of time, we'll release you for now. But thank you very much. We know you have to receive His Excellency. Thank you so much.
Right. Thank you so much, Franklin, for that interview. Just a few seconds ago, we did witness the arrival of His Excellency President Edgar Lungu, President of Zambia. He is here to meet his Turkish counterpart, His Excellency President Recep Tayyip ERDOİan, and there is expected to be major bilateral talks as well as signing of various agreements and memoranda of understanding between the two countries in various sectors, which will further enhance the existing bilateral relations and cooperation for the mutual benefits of the two peoples, that is Turkey and Zambia. President there, stepping down from the presidential dais. He will proceed to meet the various delegates that are gathered here at KKIA, and also to receive him there are a number of traditional dances. As per tradition, traditional dances, the Patriotic Front Choir in support of President Edgar Lungu. All this happening here this morning at the Kenneth Kaunda International Airport. Foreign Affairs Minister there having a brief consultation with the President, and also the President is accompanied by First Lady Madam Esther Lungu. Franklin?
So it's a great atmosphere here at the international airport, the Kenneth Kaunda International Airport, and the President has come, and I'm sure according to timing, we should soon be able to see the arrival of the Turkish President and focus in the skylines as it were. So, and there you go, the plane, the special aircraft in the air, and it is the arrival of His Excellency, and it's just on time, and it's a grand occasion, and in there is His Excellency Recep Tayyip ERDOİan, and accompanied by the First Lady Mrs. Erdoğan, and we expect that to be the right picture in that sense. So we talk about good timing, and His Excellency right on time for this particular huge occasion. And it touches down at the Kenneth Kaunda International Airport, and everything is set for huge bilateral talks, and we've been told about the signing that will be happening, a lot of agreements that will take place to enhance trade between the two countries. Zambia's trade volumes should be increased because there's so much a huge market with regards to what Turkey can offer. So this landing is symbolic and significant of the rest of a very busy schedule for the two presidents.
That's right, Franklin. And just to mention that Turkey has one of the largest and fastest growing economies and has made major strides in its socio-economic development agenda, and that Zambia does want to tap into that. And so what is happening here today and what will follow thereafter will obviously lead to a process where Zambia will be able to greatly tap into the know-how that Turkey does possess, much to the benefit of Zambia. Of course, a number of issues will be deliberated on by Their Excellencies, President Edgar Lungu of Zambia, as well as President Erdoğan of Turkey. And these issues will range from matters of mutual interest at a multilateral level especially considering that Zambia does recognize the importance of enhancing cooperation with strategic key partners in achieving sustainable development, good governance, as well as promoting peace and security. So the aircraft has touched down, and any moment now, Turkish President Erdogan will disembark, and his Zambian counterpart and host president is already here to receive him.
And it comes amidst ululation and typical Zambian style, Zambian sound, as the president and his cabinet ministers on hand to receive the Turkish president. And from here, it will be a packed program of events with obviously the accompaniment of the Turkish president going out to meet the Zambian counterparts and penning to paper a number of agreements that we expect will benefit the two countries. And the Turkish president, recently sworn in after his re-election, his victory last month, and it allowed him to keep his post amidst increased powers in that regard. So here he is in Lusaka, expected by the Republican president, Mr. Edgar Chagwa, and the cabinet, and in reciprocal style, he comes here. The first country he's come to after that swearing in or inauguration, and it can only be for the good of the two countries, taking advantage of each other's strengths, and it's a welcome message there, where the Zambian president welcomes his counterpart, and on a rather warm Saturday, quite different from the weather pattern that hit the capital city and most parts of the country in general. So it's really a warm welcome to Zambia happening at the Kenneth Kaunda International Airport. Delegates from the Turkish community also here to witness this Zambian welcome, which just triggers a full event of programs that will and have been lined up as President Edgar Chagwa plays host yet again to this important dignitary who comes in to share what the country has, what the country is all about, and to solidify and cement relations that the two countries will want to push forward for the benefit of its people. So the private sector will be happy to note that this particular visit does really look to them with a lot of favor. It's an advantage to them as they look at various opportunities that they can exploit both ways, but perhaps more with Zambia's potential to export various goods. There's a lot of talk about the country to pushing the agenda of value addition. So the government will be looking at having machinery, having equipment that can turn raw materials into finished products, which can compete favorably on the international market, and Turkey, which has a big hand in manufacturing of equipment, should play a significant role in making that an actuality for local producers or indeed manufacturers. So the picture is really huge. The government looking outwards to expand its horizon, to expand its options as it looks at actualizing the 7th National Development Plans. They are embedded in there aspects which can be supported by enhanced relations between countries and partners like Zambia.
We are coming to you live from the Kenneth Kaunda International Airport here in Lusaka, where President Edgar Lungu, President of Zambia, is receiving his Turkish counterpart, His Excellency Recep Erdoğan, President of Turkey. He is in the country to hold bilateral talks with President Lungu, enhance the cooperation of the bilateral standing between the two nations. We do know that also a number of memoranda of understanding and agreements will also be signed between the two countries in various sectors, which will further enhance the existing bilateral relations and cooperation for the mutual benefits of the peoples of the both countries, right? And so not too long from now, it is expected that the Chief of Protocol and the Ambassador of the Republic of Turkey to the Republic of Zambia will board the aircraft, and this is in order to invite His Excellency Recep Tayyip ERDOİan, President of Turkey, to disembark from the aircraft. You are able to see President Lungu and his delegation walking towards the aircraft in order to receive President Erdoğan as he disembarks from the aircraft.
And there it is, the special aircraft, and it's an Airbus 330 that settles here at the Kenneth Kaunda International Airport, and it just marks what is a busy schedule, and making Zambia the first international trip following his re-elections. He's called for stronger bilateral relations and understanding that the potential, the trade relationship which exists between the two countries can be bigger. The president recently did say that the current trade volumes between Zambia and Turkey, which stand at $22 million as of 2017, does not reflect the potential of the two countries. So that much more can be derived or taken from the growth, or what should be a growing relationship in trading terms between the two countries. And therefore, with a combined population of about 97 million between the two countries, with Zambia around 16, 17 million, and Turkey around 78, 80 million. It's a huge population where economic potential and trade volumes could be much, much, much higher, because of that huge market that is available between the two countries. So that realization should be able to give hope. It all boils down to trade fair relations between the two countries, and like was said earlier on and indicated by Foreign Affairs Minister Ambassador Joe Malanji, Turkey does not intend to have a better deal in this particular relationship. We're looking at equitable relationship, an equal playing field that should benefit both countries. And if that all goes down according to plan, then maybe it's another direction which Zambia will be looking forward to and be able to actualize its huge plans, and maybe in particular one that lots of us have become acquainted to, the 7th National Development Plan, because it is an ambitious program of development for the country. Turkey is also actively pursuing the African Partnership Policy, and in that regard has opened around 40 embassies on the African continent. So there's also a huge agenda on the part of Turkey as a country which has and effectively tries to use the TICA, or what is referred to as TICA, or the Turkish Cooperation and Coordination Agency, which will continue to support development in countries such as Zambia's. So that's the much-awaited arrival of the Turkish President and His Excellency on the foot of the aircraft, from which the Turkish President will be disembarking sooner rather than later, all happening according to plan and on schedule, and it's one which should make both parties happy and be able to actualize the program as has been planned, because ahead of the two leaders is really a busy day.
Yes, indeed, an extremely busy day today for their excellencies, President Lungu of Zambia and President Erdoğan of Turkey. The two presidents will proceed to State House, where they will hold bilateral talks, and also where signing ceremony of agreements will take place. And it is expected that not too long from now, His Excellency President Erdoğan will disembark from the aircraft. And it is also expected that President Erdoğan is accompanied by the Turkish First Lady, and this is Mrs. Emin Erdoğan.
And the arrival of the Turkish president also must really put a lot of smile, and there he is, and is met by the Republican president, and it's a beginning of a big day here today. Remember that he goes back tonight, so it's a day's visit, so to speak, but one that is packed, and a very important event that will be happening. The state banquet also being part of it, but most importantly the active signings of various agreements should add as a huge impetus to this whole visit, because there's been also growing interest from Turkish investors to invest in Zambia, and it's quoted and reported that the construction industry is of particular interest in that sense. So there in that cover of distinguished ministers and diplomats is the Republican President, Mr. Edgar Lungu, and his counterpart, and they're just taking and exchanging notes perhaps before a guard of honor to be taken here at the Kenneth Kaunda International Airport. At a 21 gun salute expected to be part of this welcome ceremony here in Lusaka. And just to mention that these live pictures just as live in Turkey as well. So both the people of Turkey and the people of Zambia witnessing these pictures as we speak. And it's all about fostering strong relations. Zambia's foreign relations increasing in number. We've seen a good number of foreign dignitaries come to Zambia. So that profile has been getting bigger and better by the day under the leadership of the Republican President, Mr. Edgar Chagwa Lungu. So this is but one of the many important foreign visits that the country can record in the rulership of the Republican President. For today, it's Turkey's President Recep Tayyip ERDOİan, who believes in stronger ties between the two countries. It's supposed to be a win-win situation, and that is as important as it should be, as the two presidents take to the dais where the two national anthems will be played by the Zambia Army, starting with Turkey.
go. Let's move behind. Let's go. He's coming here. Hey. Can you move?
Excellency the President, the inspection is over. The mission to carry on, Excellency the President. Stop!
Exchange notes, and it would seem there is an interpreter in there to just connect the two presidents as the beginning of this particular one-on-one situation starts. And again, just to remind those of you that might be joining us, it's a visit of the Turkish president to Zambia. Remember that President Edgar Chagolungu was invited to witness the inauguration ceremony once the Turkish president had been re-elected, and he makes his first international trip to Zambia, and that marks, and that just talks about it, speaks to the importance of the relationship between Zambia and Turkey. And the big question, what comes out of this relationship? It can only be one that should benefit the two countries. And he will now be introduced to the cabinet, as it were, and other dignitaries. And it's beginning of a very busy schedule indeed. And we'll keep you posted as to what will be happening. It is expected that the program of events will run right to the early hours of the evening when the Turkish president will leave the country. But for now, the focus will be on the working parties, the working ministers, who will get straight into business, straight into action, and there'll be pronouncements following the signing of the different agreements, trade agreements that are intended to benefit both countries.
That's right, the trade benefits to the two countries, and the two countries are already working closely at the technical level to improve their cooperation in the fields of agriculture, as has been alluded to earlier, tourism, health, infrastructure and housing. And Turkey does contribute to Zambia's development agenda in terms of capacity and institutional building. And as you did refer to earlier, this is in pursuant to the country's 7th National Development Plan for 2017 to 2021. And so we're able to see the president there, President Lungu, being presented to the Turkish delegation by the Turkish president. And thereafter, their excellencies will be able to sample the traditional dances that are already taking place here as part of the welcome celebrations for President Erdogan. And Franklin, President Erdogan will also take time to visit the presidential burial site before he proceeds to State House for the bilateral talks that are set for today.
It's all part of really actively getting acquainted with Zambia. So that will be an important trip, an important visit. It will be a solemn moment. We would like to believe in memory of past presidents who lie in the presidential burial site opposite Cabinet Office. So that is one where there will be some activity as well. There's generally going to be activity wherever he will go. There'll be a point when there will be a closed door session that might be closed to the media, but generally open sessions and discussions as the president spends the time in the country. And there'll be interrogation of what both countries can do to benefit each other, identifying and enhancing areas of relationships, of trade. As you might be aware, the main commodities imported by Turkey from Zambia, or at least the private sector from Turkey, are generally copper and copper products. What else, what areas can be ventured into for Zambian manufacturers or trading or companies, deal in as they cement and add on to the relationship that should expand between Zambia and Turkey. So at the moment, the picture is just a need for increased trade volumes on the part of Zambia. So it must be also understood that for Zambia, it mainly does receive machinery and appliances, including, on the other hand, textile products as well. So there are many areas of opportunities that lie in this particular relationship that is being triggered here, being risen or lifted to a higher level. So for prospective exporters, they could be looking at Turkey as a potential market for what is being traded in. So this visit just opens up the sphere of trade, of doing business with Turkey. It's another market to look at. Perhaps this visit will open up discussions, open up possibilities and meetings to look at advantages and what can be taken to Turkey, and obviously to be received from Turkey. And it's true, the world surely is getting smaller and smaller, shrinking by the day. Technological advancements making that easier and much of a possibility as trade relations get to be strengthened. And of course there'll be eventually exchange programs that should benefit the two countries. Turkey does already offer educational programs and scholarships, and a good number of Zambians will attest to that.
That's right, and perhaps it can also be described, Franklin, as a new approach of Turkish diplomacy. I know earlier on you did mention that 41 embassies have been opened on the African continent, and you know, the Turkish leader did say that Turkey was actively pursuing the African partnership policy. So this is being witnessed today as Turkish president visits Zambia. The first presidential visit also following his re-election in June. And of course the media, there they are, all wanting to get the best possible clip of President Erdogan. We do also have Turkish journalists who are present here today, and for them it is also extremely important that they are able to get about the best pictures to be able to send back home. Just a reminder that their excellencies are accompanied by the two first ladies, and that is First Lady for Zambia, Madam Esther Lungu, as well as the First Lady for Turkey, Madam Emin Erdoğan.
Everybody jostling to get a picture of the visiting president, and it's the enthusiasm that surrounds this particular visit, and the president being explained to as to who is performing, and the Patriotic Front choir there, or performing as part of the entertainment. And so, as you can appreciate, it's the president. Both presidents are going through an interpreter, so expect a bit of delayed responses and chuckles. But at the end of the day, communication will have been complete. It's all happening on a sunny Saturday. A few would have expected it to be as bright as this, but it's good signs. suppose we can say, and Zambia's cultural heritage being exposed here to the President of Turkey. And earlier on, we were having that chat with the Foreign Affairs Minister, who also indicated that among the selling points that the country can boast about and be able to sell is tourism, and perhaps cultural tourism should be a strong component. Potentially, you're looking at over 70 million tourists coming to Zambia, of course, in cumulative terms, going by the current numbers with the people of Turkey.
It is a very packed program, so to say, for both presidents. President Erdogan returns to Turkey this evening, and just there, President Erdogan meeting the service chiefs. He will also pay a courtesy call on His Excellency Dr. Kenneth Kaunda, first President of the Republic of Zambia. And so President Erdogan taking leave, and the tight program pretty much begins now.
It pretty much does, and all systems go, like they say, and Zambia will certainly want to make sure that the visit is perfectly done, everything in place, and it has been generally a good way of receiving the Turkish president, and President Edgar Lungu playing the good host that he likes to be, that he usually is. And the Turkish president now leaving his motorcade, leaving the Lusaka International Airport, the Kenneth Kaunda International Airport, KKIA, and it has been a well-organized welcome, a well-organized arrival. And so if you are in Lusaka, you do expect a lot of activity on certain parts of the road. Please do heed requests for clearance of the roads, and in that sense, understand also that activists and many players of industry are very active today, conferring and exchanging notes with Turkish counterparts in various economic spheres or sectors, as it were. So the motorcade just leaving to the next point of activity. It's a long program, a long day, one which will keep government very busy. So you do know where to find your minister in that respect. Is one place, and it is where President Edgar Chagwa, as well as Erdogan, are going to be today. And preparations are already in place, and this is evidence of the intentions, perhaps the result of what has been organized with regards the relationship between Zambia and Turkey. So the close working relations being manifested or being seen, this is a big sign. It doesn't get bigger than this, and we will continue to bring you qualities as they unfold, and do expect to also get more information as well coming from State House. So you want to stay with your national broadcaster as we churn out more of these images coming forward. So the ceremony here started on a very good note, on time. The Republican President, Mr. Edgar Chagwa, landed in the presidential chopper. It was moments after that the Turkish special airline, the Airbus, landing on time and everything going according to plan. And we're looking at the visitation of the president coming from a country which is among the world's leading producers of agricultural products, leading producers in textiles, motor vehicles, construction materials, consumer electronics, and home appliances, among others. So with a visit like this, you only wait a while before you start seeing Turkish products increase in volumes, in numbers on the local market. But inversely, you also want to believe that Zambian products will also start penetrating or being seen on Turkish shelves. That is what, at the end of the day, every Zambian desires should happen. And it's a situation which already has started happening, but increasingly that should be seen evidently. And many Zambians that are in business should be able to start narrating how it is trading in products that go to Turkey, or products that are coming from Turkey in that aspect. So it's the Republican president who continues to lead the way by ensuring that there are more and more relations that are fostered and cemented, not only with leaders from the continent, but those from outside the continent. And it's an important decision, an important aspect for the country to make its presence really known and really felt on the international scene, as it were. So the president will also be taking leave as he shakes hands and says goodbye to cabinet ministers as well as the service chiefs. He's the host, and he will move to his next point to prepare for other talks. There was no address that could have taken place here at the airport. It was all ceremonial, all in line with what should happen when a visiting president touches down in a fashion and style like has been seen this particular morning. So this just is the beginning of what you will be seeing on your national broadcaster, and obviously our crew on the ground, to get the various aspects that are surrounding this particular visit. We heard Chitalu from the Commerce Minister as well that this is good for Zambia. This is an important visit to Zambia, and trade relations and just the business relations between the two countries can only be heightened, can only be speeded up as the visit by the Turkish president becomes more vivid, evident, and he's driven out, followed by the host, and what should follow can only be positive for the country.
It can only be positive for the country, and the calls for stronger bilateral and trade relations between the two countries obviously are being witnessed today. All the work towards ensuring that the two countries move forward together and be able to benefit from the expertise of both countries all starts from here. Of course, when President Lungu did attend President Erdoğan's inauguration ceremony, there were pointers to the need to ensure that the process of growing the trade relations between the two countries is enhanced. Also, as it was mentioned by the Turkish ambassador to Zambia, the need to ensure that the two embassies, the Turkish embassy in Zambia and the Zambian embassy in Turkey, in Ankara, ensure that they do drive the agenda for trade enhancement for both countries is cardinal. So we have witnessed the departure of both presidents, and that is the visiting head of state, Turkish President Erdogan, as well as the host president, His Excellency Edgar Chagwa, President of Zambia. And all this has been happening at the Kenneth Kaunda International Airport here in Lusaka. So the events here at the airport have come to a close, but before we leave, we are hoping to speak to the Zambian ambassador to Turkey, and this is Mr. Joseph Chilengi. We're hoping to be able to have a short chat with him, perhaps pick his mind on the importance of what is being birthed here today and going forward.
How are you?
You are giving life?
No, that's it.
And life.
I think those guys are alive.
Life? You are giving life?
What I'm filming, you just go and play it right away, like live.
Live.
Yeah.
Okay. And
but
live.
we are doing live as well. From the airport live. So it's just here, but when just right to the airport to do the
Okay. I'm giving live now.
You are doing now.
Yeah. So is it the best?
Yeah. I hope I'm not disturbing you. No. Okay. All right.
Okay,
Jeff.
thank you.
Thank you so much. We'll talk outside.
Okay.
We'll talk.
They are coming. Efendim abi. Evet. Tamam abi. Tamam. Tamam abi. Tamam öyle yapacağım abi ben de. Aynen öyle yapacağım. Ha, öyle yapacağım abi ya. Aynen öyle yapacağım abi inşallah. Tamam. Tamam, tamam. Eyvallah. Mustafa abi de gelip destek olmaya çalışacak da biraz geç kalabilir. Netliği yok yani. İşte üçüncüye dedim ben de bakalım abi. Tamam. Eyvallah abi sağ ol. Görüşürüz. Hoşça kal abi. Çok teşekkür.
İsimler eski Cumhurbaşkanı, yani ilk Cumhurbaşkanı'nın isimlerini koyduğu tüm vilayetlerin temsili.
Welcome once again.
Tekrar hoş geldiniz efendim. No.
Canlı veriyorum.
Your Excellency, this is the mausoleum for the late Michael Chimshasata. He died as a sitting president. Hence, in a way, like I said earlier on, that each one of these mausoleums is designed after the attributes of the sitting president. You have the shape of a sofa set or some sort of a seat. And at the same time, it is in the form of a temple. Because when he went to church, one of the days after being elected as a Republican president, he decided to rule Zambia after God's 10 commandments. And the 10 commandments are and we have got the 10 pillars supporting the building inside. They are representing the 10 provinces that Zambia is comprised of. And one of the provinces, that is in China province, was introduced by the late President Michael Sata. And just on the walls that will be going out, Your Excellency, you'll be able to see some of the attributes in terms of, the contribution that the late Michael Sata added to the landscape of Zambia.
Yan yana 3 tane. Buradan beyefendi arkamızda. Beyefendi arkamızda. Geç ben yanım.
So, Your Excellency, like we have already said, you can see we're looking at the mausoleum for Levi Mwanawasa.
Nyama Mwanawasa mausolesine gidiyoruz şu anda.
he also died as a sitting president.
Kendisi de halihazırda görevdeyken hayatını kaybetmiş bir başkandır.
That being the case, we have the shape of an African stool.
Gördüğünüz gibi bu Afrika'nın geleneksel tarzda ürettiği figür eline benzeyen bir şey tasarlamış.
And you can see there are 4 legs.
4 bacaklı.
The 4 legs are representing the 4 legs, the 4 legs of a stool.
Bu 4 bacak gördüğünüz gibi taburanın 4 bacağını simgeliyor. Yapan bir tabu biçimi.
And each one of the legs has got a meaning in terms of the economic, socio-economic development that he contributed to Zambia.
Her bir bacağın müteveffa başkanı Zambiya'nın sosyo-kültürel hayatına ve sosyo-ekonomik hayatına yaptığı katkıları temsil eden bir özelliktir.
Even as we go in, you notice that we've got 7 steps.
Girerken zaten 7 basamak çıkıyoruz.
Each one of the steps represents a year. That is the 7 steps are representing the 7 years. So then beyond that, one of the panels, the pillars, represents his contribution to mining and agriculture. The other one for poverty reduction and economic development. And this one facing directed the Ministry of Defense. Then the next mausoleum for the late President Chiluba. If you look at the shape, there is a cross on top. And to that effect, we even have a clause in the Constitution of Zambia indicating that it's a Christian nation.
Zambiya'nın anayasasında zaten bunun etkisi var. Ona da Zambiya üyesi destek.
And you can also see there's a house there because we also introduced housing empowerment for the citizens of Zambia.
Aynı zamanda yukarıda o açın altında küçük böyle bir kulübe gibi, ev gibi bir yapı göreceksiniz. O da kendisinin Zambiya'nın fakir halkına ev edindirme konusundaki yaptığı katkıları gösteriyor. Yani konut edindirme bu alanda yaptığı yatırımları temsil ediyor.
And the mausoleum has got 10 pillars outside representing the 10 years that he ruled Zambia.
Mauzoleum'un dışında 10 tane şöyle yatay sütun göreceksiniz. Onlar da kendisinin görevde kaldığı süre temsil ediyor.
He finished his 10 years of rule.
10 yıl boyunca görevde kaldığını söylemiştim.
Mustafa abi sen de.
O şey ya, o protokol şey değil mi? Tabii.
Cumhurbaşkanı
Gel.
Orada bayağı uzun sürdü şey ya.
Ya benim çantam şurada kaldı ya.
Çantam mı? Nerede?
Orada tripod da içeride. Mustafa abi şurada. Mustafa abi nerede?
Recep abi. Mustafa.
Ama otele geçeceğiz dediler ya.
Kulaklığı çıkar.
Ekselansları 3 milyon Suriyeli göçmene ev sahipliği yaptığınızı biliyoruz. Bunun maliyetinin ne kadar yüksek olduğunu da biliyoruz. Sizi tebrik ediyoruz.
We know what this means because we have been struggling to host just over 75,000 refugees from our neighboring country here.
Bunun biz de ne anlama geldiğini biliyoruz. Çünkü biz de komşu ülkelerden 25 bin göçmen ağırlıyoruz.
We will, in this respect, continue working with the United Nations High Commission for Refugees and other international cooperating agencies and partners where need be to avert humanitarian crises which arise from instability in neighboring countries. Just like Europe.
Komşu ülkelerdeki istikrarsızlıktan kaynaklanan bu durum ile mücadele etmek için Birleşmiş Milletler, Uluslararası Mülteciler Konseyi gibi kurumlar ile çalışıyoruz.
Your Excellency, the region, as you may have been made aware, is stable and we hope that it will continue remaining stable.
Ekselansları, şu an bölgemiz istikrarlı ve bu istikrarın süreceğini umuyoruz.
On our part, we continue playing an active role in peace and security issues in the African continent, and currently we are members of the African Union Peace and Security Council, and soon will become chair for the organ on politics, defense and security in Chad.
Ekselansları, biz de Afrika kıtasındaki barış ve istikrara önem veriyoruz. Bundan dolayı Afrika Barış ve Güvenlik Konseyi'nin üyesiyiz ve bu konsey bünyesinde faaliyetlerimizi sürdürüyoruz.
Excellency, we remain committed to serving the continent of Africa in order to promote peace and security, as well as regional integration in political, economic and social fields.
Ekselansları, Afrika kıtasına en iyi hizmeti sunmak, barış ve istikrarını desteklemek istiyoruz. Bölgenin entegrasyonunu, ekonomik entegrasyonunu destekliyoruz.
Finally, Your Excellency, let me acknowledge the support that you have been giving to African countries, and we look forward to enhancing our cooperation during your short visit.
Son olarak Ekselansları, Afrika ülkelerine vermiş olduğunuz destekten dolayı size müteşekkiriz. Bu kısa ziyaretiniz vesilesiyle bundan sonra işbirliğimizin daha da ileriye gideceğini umuyoruz.
I can only conclude by thanking Your Excellency for this historical visit, and we hope that we will have fruitful deliberations. Personally, we talked a lot, but I believe that our ministers will also be talking to each other, and we can only reaffirm our commitment to strengthening our relationship. But before I close, let me just introduce you to my minister, Your Excellency. On my left is the minister in charge of presidential affairs and freedoms country. Next,
İşlerinden sorumlu sol tarafındaki beyefendi.
next is Honorable Siritamcho, Minister of Home Affairs.
İçişleri Bakanı.
Next is Honorable Ambaburenga, Minister of Fisheries and Livestock.
Balıkçılık ve Hayvancılık Bakanı.
Next is Honorable Charles Banda, Minister of Tourism.
Turizm Bakanı.
Next is Honorable Mawere, Minister of Youth and Sport.
Gençlik ve Spor Bakanı.
Next is Honorable Chiteme, Minister of National Planning.
Ulusal Planlama Bakanı.
On my right immediately is the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Malanji.
Dışişleri Bakanı sağ tarafında.
Next is the Minister of Defense, Honorable Chama.
Savunma Bakanı.
Next is the Minister of Agriculture,
Tarım Bakanı.
Honorable Katambo. Next is the Minister of Commerce, Trade and Industry, Honorable Christopher Yadoma.
Ticaret ve Sanayi Bakanı.
Next is the Provincial Minister from Saka Province, Honorable Woman Rusambo.
Güney eyaletlerden sorumlu bakanımız.
Next is the Minister of Labor and Social Security,
Çalışma ve Sosyal Güvenlik Bakanı. Hanımefendi iki ismi olduğu için birden hatırlayamadım diyor. Sağlık Bakanı. Ve masanın en ucundaki beyefendi Ankara'daki Zambiya Büyükelçimiz.
Thank you very much.
Sayın Cumhurbaşkanı, değerli dostum, güzel ülkenizi ilk kez ziyaret etmekten duyduğum memnuniyeti ifade etmek istiyorum.
His Excellency, Mr. President, my dear friend, at the outset I'd like to underline the fact that I'm pleased to be able to visit your country for the first time.
Cumhurbaşkanı seviyesinde ülkemden Zambiya'ya yapılmış bu ilk ziyaret esasen tarihi bir nitelik taşıyor.
This is the first visit from my country to Zambia at the presidential level. That's why it's rightful to call this a historical visit.
Bu tarihi ziyaretin ruhuna uygun şekilde şahsıma ve heyetime göstermekte olduğunuz misafirperverlikten ötürü en kalbi şükranlarımı sunuyorum.
That's why I would like to convey my most heartfelt emotions for the gracious hospitality that you have shown to me and my entire delegation, which is only befitting to the spirit of this visit.
İkili görüşmeden çıktık, gelirken güzel balık kokuları da geliyordu.
And as we have exited the bilateral meeting hall, I started smelling wonderful fish being stewed in the kitchen.
Cumhurbaşkanlığına yeniden seçilmem münasebetiyle düzenlenen törene Afrika'dan 10 devlet başkanı katıldı.
10 heads of state from the African continent attended my inauguration ceremony after I was re-elected as the president of Turkey.
Törene katılarak gösterdiğiniz dostluk için teşekkürlerimi bu vesileyle yinelemek isterim.
And on this occasion, I'd like to reiterate my gratitude to you for having attended this ceremony in order to showcase your friendship.
İkili görüşmemizde aslında ilişkilerimizin genel bir değerlendirmesinde bulunduk.
We have had the opportunity to generally overview the status of our outstanding relations between our two countries.
Zambiya bağımsızlığını kazandığı günden bu yana demokratik kurumları, barış ve istikrar ortamı, kalkınma hamleleri ve önemli potansiyeliyle Afrika ülkeleri içinde model ülke olmayı sürdürmektedir.
Ever since gaining her independence, Zambia stood out to be a model country for the entire African continent with the leaps forward in terms of development, establishing an environment of peace and stability with strong democratic institutions and with the huge potential that the country avails.
Tabii zat devletlerinin dirayetli liderliğinin bu başarıda önemli bir payı var.
And of course, the credit should go out to you as you have showcased a very committed and a strong leadership in order to achieve this success.
Zambiya'yı ikili ilişkilerimizi çeşitlendirip geliştirebileceğimiz dost bir ülke, siyasi ve ekonomik bir ortak olarak görüyoruz.
We deem Zambia as a political partner and a friendly country with which we can further explore areas of cooperation and with which we can enjoy stronger relations.
Siyasi, askeri, ekonomik, ticari, kültürel her türlü alanda işbirliğimizi daha da ilerletmeye hazır ve kararlıyız.
We are ready and we stand committed to further strengthen our relations in every field possible, ranging from politics to economy, from military cooperation to social cooperation, as well as education and cultural exchange.
Tabii bugün çok hızlı bir başlangıç yapıyoruz.
Of course, we are marking a very fast and steady initiation.
Bugün imzalayacağımız anlaşmalara farklı bir önem atfediyorum.
This is a very fast start for both of the countries, and I attach great significance of a different nature to the agreements that we shall be signing this afternoon.
Farklı alanlarda 12 anlaşma imzalayacağız.
We shall be signing 12 agreements on 12 different fields.
Tabii bu ilişkilerimizin özellikle inşa edileceği ahdi altyapıyı kuvvetlendirmek için önemli bir gösterge.
And of course, this is going to be a strong beacon of the confirmation of the strong foundation that we shall build, upon which we will erect and establish stronger ties between our nations based on promises and commitments.
Türkiye Büyük Millet Meclisi'nde Zambiya dostluk grubumuz bulunmaktadır.
We have a Zambia friendship group established under the roof of the Turkish Parliament.
Dostluk grubunun yeni üyelerini de en kısa zamanda belirleyeceğiz.
And the new members of the friendship group shall be appointed very soon.
Tabii Zambiya Ulusal Meclisi'nde de bir dostluk grubunun oluşturulmasını özellikle bekliyoruz.
And we are especially expecting the establishment of a Turkey friendship group under the roof of the Zambian Parliament.
Böylece parlamentolar arası ilişkilerimizi düzenli ve sağlam bir çerçevede ilerletebiliriz.
Thus, the interparliamentary relations can be further sustained within the framework of stability and order.
Buradan bir yere özellikle gelmek istiyorum.
And I'd like to touch upon one fact.
Yaklaşık olarak söylüyorum, 17 milyon sizlerin nüfusu var.
And on an average basis, we can say that you have 17 million inhabitants.
81 milyon da bizim nüfusumuz var.
And we have a population of around 81 million inhabitants.
Toplamda 98 milyon bir nüfusa her iki ülke sahibiz.
Which makes a total of 98 million inhabitants as the both countries involved.
Bu önemli bir potansiyeli oluşturuyor.
And I think this is a very important potential.
Yüz ölçümlerimiz birbirine çok yakın.
The surface areas of both of the countries are quite similar to one another.
753 bin kilometre kare sizlerin yüz ölçümü.
Your surface area is around 753,000 square kilometers.
780 bin kilometre karede bizim yüz ölçümümüz.
And that of Turkey is 780,000 square kilometers.
Şimdi bu alanlarda bizler müşterek olarak çok şeyler yapabiliriz.
So from that point of view, I think there are much to be accomplished.
Ticari ve ekonomik ilişkiler ülkelerimizin potansiyelleri göz önüne alındığında en fazla ilerleme sağlanabilecek alanı oluşturmaktadır.
Trade and commerce relations and our cooperation in the field of economy are the most outstanding areas where we can further cooperate.
Türk firmaları elektrik santrali, baraj, altyapı, yol, konut gibi büyük müteahhitlik işlerinde uluslararası seviyede tecrübe ve prestij sahiptir.
The Turkish contractors have international reputation in the field of electricity generation power plants, in building dams, in building highways, undertaking major infrastructure projects, and undertaking major housing projects.
Zambiya'da açılacak ihalelere katılarak başarılı olacaklarına ve bu işlerdeki standardın yükseltilmesine katkıda bulunacaklarına eminim.
I'm confident that the Turkish companies can bid in the public tenders which will be awarded by the Zambian government, and at the end they will be very successful, and they will be raising the standards should they be awarded to undertake such major projects.
Ekonomik alandaki deneyimlerimizi karşılıklı çıkarlara hizmet edecek projeler çerçevesinde sizlerle paylaşmaya hazırız.
We are ready to share our experiences with you within the framework of mutually beneficial projects.
Tabii aramızda 2017 yılında gerçekleşen ticaret hacmine baktığımız zaman tabii çok basit. 22 milyon dolar.
By the end of 2017, the trade volume between our two nations reached $22 million, but unfortunately this figure is shying away from showcasing the actual potential between our two nations.
Ticari ilişkilerimize ivme kazandırmak amacıyla çabalarımızı sürdürmeliyiz.
And in order to provide a new momentum to our commercial relations, we need to continue working harder.
Şimdi ben burada gündeme bir şey getiriyorum.
And I'd like to draw your attention to something.
Gerçi bugün iş adamlarımızla iş adamlarınızın bir toplantısı olacak. Yapıldı mı? Tamam.
Today there is going to be a business forum between the business community of Zambia and that of Turkey.
Şimdi bugüne kadar hiç yapılmamış olan Karma Ekonomik Komisyon toplantısının ilkinin bir an önce düzenlenmesini arzu ediyoruz.
We hope and pray that the first round of the Joint Economic Commission meeting, which had never been realized until so far, will be held as soon as possible.
İş Konseyi'nin ilk toplantısının geçtiğimiz Haziran ayı sonunda gerçekleştirildiğini memnuniyetle öğrendim.
I was very happy to learn that the first round of the meetings of the Business Council had been held at the end of June last month.
Fakat bunun düzenli bir şekilde devamında büyük faydalar görüyorum.
But I think we should have more regular meetings, which can only be proved to be very beneficial.
Ayrıca 7. Ulusal Kalkınma Planınız çerçevesinde öncelik verdiğiniz tarım, enerji, turizm, imalat ve sağlık alanlarında sizinle işbirliğini ilerletebiliriz.
Within the framework of your 7th National Development Plan, you have some certain priority areas where we can further cooperate with you, such as agriculture, energy, tourism, manufacturing, and health.
Bu konuda hepsinde beraber hareket etmeye varız.
And we are ready to move forward with you in all of these areas.
Zambiya'nın ekonomik hayatını çeşitlendirme hedefine küçük ve orta ölçekli işletmeler alanındaki tecrübelerimizle katkıda bulunabileceğimizi de düşünmekteyim.
We have accumulated a vast array of experience in terms of our SMEs, the small and medium-sized enterprises, and through that experience I think we can allow or help Zambia reach her goals in terms of diversifying the economic life.
Turizm sektörü Türkiye'de çok ileridir.
The tourism sector in Turkey is very well developed.
Şu anda Türk Hava Yolları Yönetim Kurulu Başkanım da burada, kendisiyle de görüştüm. Yani Aralık başı gibi buraya uçuşları başlatmaya hazır olabileceklerini bana söyledi.
The president of the Executive Board of Turkish Airlines, Mr. İlker Avcı, is here with me this afternoon, and I have been informed that Turkish Airlines will be able to start operating directly from Turkey to Zambia by December the latest.
Yani özellikle burası bir hub haline gelebilir.
I think Zambia can become a hub, if you will.
Ve tabii bunun olması özellikle Zambiya'nın turizmde bir patlama yapmasını da getirir.
And if Zambia were to become a hub, I think tourism sector could benefit from a big boom.
Başta Victoria şelaleleri olmak üzere sizin de önemli turizm potansiyeliniz var.
Beginning with the Victoria Falls, I think you have a tremendous tourism potential.
Bu konuda tecrübe paylaşımında bulunabiliriz.
And this is an area where we can exchange our experiences.
Her ikisi de tarım ülkesi olan Türkiye ve Zambiya'nın bu alanda da işbirliği potansiyeli yüksektir.
Both Turkey and Zambia are countries of agriculture, and this is another area where we have a high potential of cooperating.
Tabii biz tarımda aslında tarım endüstrisini de geliştirmiş bir ülkeyiz.
We are a country managed to develop the agriculture industry as well.
Bu konudaki birikimimizi Zambiya ile paylaşmakta da gerçekten çok kararlı adımlar atabiliriz.
And we can take forward some very determined steps in order to share our experiences in the field of agriculture industry with Zambia.
Tabii bu arada en kısa zamanda çifte vergilendirmenin önlenmesi anlaşmasının müzakerelerini de tamamlamalıyız.
And at the same time, I think as soon as possible, we need to finalize the negotiations on the agreement on double taxation.
Enerji alanında birebir görüşmemizde de konuştuğum gibi özellikle burada büyük bir açığınızın olduğunu biliyorum.
During our tete-a-tete meeting, we have discussed issues around electricity generation, and I think this is an area where we can cooperate, and there is a shortcoming here.
Ama bu geçiş döneminde sizlerle bir adımın atılması da mümkün.
During this transition period, it is quite a strong possibility that we can work together.
Yani bu ilk etapta doğalgaz çevrim santraliyle olabilir.
We can begin with a natural gas conversion plant.
Bunun yanında fuel oil ile olabilir.
Or we can work with fuel oil.
Ama tabii ideal olan şüphesiz ki hidroelektrik santrallerin yapılmasıdır.
But the most ideal scenario will be all about the establishment of hydroelectricity power plants.
Solar enerji önemli.
And the solar energy plants are very important too.
Bunun yanında rüzgar enerjisi santrallerinin olması önem arz ediyor.
Wind power is a significant topic.
Bunları çoğaltmak mümkün. Mesela barajlar noktasında sıkıntınız var, bunu biliyorum. Barajlar inşa etmek suretiyle gerek kullanımda, gerek içmede, gerekse oradan enerji üretiminde önemli adımlar atılabilir.
There are many topics that we can diversify our possible cooperation, such as building dams. I know that you have some difficulties in terms of building dams, and we can build dams in order to provide drinking water for the citizens. The water which will be stored there can be used for irrigation, as well as the water can be used for energy generation.
Askeri ve güvenlik işbirliğine gelince ülkelerimiz arasında ilk askeri diyalog toplantısı Mayıs 2017'de Lusaka's düzenlenmiştir.
When we come to military and security cooperation, the first military dialogue meeting was held in May 2017 in Lusaka.
Askeri makamlar arasında bu temasların devamında yarar bulunmaktadır.
I think it's quite beneficial for both parties involved to sustain this dialogue between military institutions.
Bu çerçevede 30 Nisan 3 Mayıs 2019 tarihlerinde İstanbul'da düzenlemeyi planladığımız dünyanın önemli savunma sanayi fuarları arasında yer alan İDEF 2019 Uluslararası Savunma Sanayi Fuarı'na Zambiya'nın katılımından memnuniyet duyuyoruz.
That's why I believe it will be very important, and it will surely please us to see Zambia attending the IDEF Expo, which is the International Defense Industry Fair, or the Expo, which will be organized between April 30th and May the 3rd, 2019 in Istanbul. And it is one of the most reputable defense industry expos on a global scale.
Ülkemiz savunma sanayi alanında son yıllarda büyük gelişme göstermiştir. Dünyanın sayılı ülkeleri arasına girmiştir.
Turkey has developed significantly in the last couple of years in the field of defense industry, and we started ranking amongst the top countries around the globe.
Zambiya'nın savunma sanayi ihtiyaçlarının karşılanmasında işbirliği yapabiliriz.
In terms of catering to the needs of defense industry of Zambia, we can further cooperate.
Bunlar için askeri çerçeve ve savunma sanayi anlaşmalarını süratle neticelendirmeye gayret etmeliyiz.
That's why we need to invest efforts in order to ensure that we shall conclude the signing of military framework and defense industry agreements as soon as possible.
Zaten Milli Savunma Bakanlarımızın da bugün imzalayacağı 2 anlaşma var.
And of course this afternoon our ministries of defense will be signing 2 agreements this afternoon.
Diğer taraftan da tabii İçişleri Bakanınız imza atacak.
And of course your Interior Minister will be signing an agreement.
Emniyet teşkilatlarımız arasındaki yakın işbirliği memnuniyet verici seviyededir.
The close collaboration between our chiefs of police is quite pleasing.
Bunun için Büyükelçiliğimiz nezdinde İçişleri Müşavirliği kadrosu açtık.
That's why we have established a special staff designated to work on these issues within our embassy, which can be called the Interior Consultancy Department.
Müşavirimizin en kısa zamanda göreve başlamasını arzuluyoruz.
Staff will be starting to work as soon as possible.
Tabii çok önemsediğim bir konu var. 1992 yılından bu yana 136 Zambiyalı öğrenci Türkiye burslarından faydalanmıştır.
There is something which is really close to my heart, and it is about 136 Zambian students benefiting from Turkish scholarships since the year 1992.
Havalimanında bir erkek bir kız olmak üzere Türkiye'de okuyup dönmüş olan 2 gencimizi gördüm.
And upon landing at the airport, I saw one man and another woman who have finalized their education in Turkey, benefiting from the Turkish scholarships.
2018-2019 akademik dönemi için 12 Zambiyalı öğrenciye burs tahsis ettik.
We have allocated scholarships to 12 Zambian students for the academic year of 2018 and 2019.
Bu sayıları artırabiliriz.
We can increase the number of these students.
Halen ülkemizde bu program altında eğitimlerine devam eden Zambiyalı öğrencilerin sayısı 60'ı aşmıştır.
Currently, we have more than 60 Zambian students in Turkey which are pursuing their education within the framework of these scholarships.
Kendi imkanlarıyla ve üniversitelerin verdiği burslarla okuyanlarla birlikte ülkemizdeki Zambiyalı öğrenci sayısı 100'ün üzerindedir.
Some of the Zambian students are pursuing their educations within their own means, and some of the others are benefiting from the Turkish scholarships or the scholarships provided by their universities. So a total of more than 100 Zambian students are currently in Turkey.
Burs verdiğimiz alanların Zambiya'nın kalkınma gündemi açısından öncelik taşıyan alanlarla uyumlu olmasına özen gösteriyoruz.
We make sure that the scholarships that we provide will comply with the development priorities of Zambia.
Tabii bir diğer önemli konu TİKA'nın Lusaka'da ofis açması.
Another important issue that I'd like to draw your attention is about opening of a liaison office by TİKA in Lusaka.
TİKA 2000'li yıllardan bu yana Zambiya'ya yönelik teknik yardımlar ve eğitim programları düzenlemektedir.
TİKA has been undertaking technical assistance and training programs for Zambia since the beginning of the 2000s.
TİKA'nın Lusaka'da bir ofis açması elbette bu faaliyetlerin daha sistematik bir şekilde yürütülmesine imkan sağlayacaktır.
TİKA's prospectively opening a liaison office in Lusaka will ensure that these activities will be undertaken in a more systematic fashion.
Burada bir ricam şu olacak. Büyükelçiliğimizin yerleşimi için bina satın almış olmakla birlikte Türk mimarisini yansıtan büyükelçilik binalarımızı inşa edebileceğimiz şehrin merkezi ve güzel bir semtinde uygun bir arazinin tarafımıza tahsisinden memnuniyet duyacağız.
Your Excellency, I'd like to voice a request, if you will. Although we have acquired a prospective building for the new Turkish embassy, we want to see the allocation of a land in a nice neighborhood of the city of Lusaka so that we can build the ambassadorial buildings and for the auxiliary staff, showcasing the best examples of the Turkish architecture.
Karşılıklılık ilkesi temelinde Ankara İncek diplomatik sitede uygun bir arsayı da büyükelçiliğinizin yerleşimi için tahsis etmeye hazırız.
On the basis of the principle of reciprocity between the diplomatic institutions of the two countries, we are ready to allocate the land for the Zambian embassy to be established in the diplomatic enclave in the district of İncek in Ankara.
Ve son olarak gerek enerji noktasında gerekse tarım noktasında ki bunları çok önemsiyorum, bu adımları beraber atabiliriz.
So in order to conclude my remarks, I'd like to reiterate the fact that we attach great significance to our prospective cooperation in the field of energy and agriculture. There are many things we can accomplish jointly, so we are ready to do what's necessary.
Ben de sizlere arkadaşlarımı tanıtayım.
And let me briefly introduce my valuable delegation to you.
Dışişleri Bakanımız Mevlüt Çavuşoğlu.
Foreign Minister Mr. Mevlüt Çavuşoğlu.
Milli Savunma Bakanımız Hulusi Akar.
Defense Minister Mr. Hulusi Akar.
Milletvekili ve Genel Başkan Yardımcı Mehmet Mehdi Eker.
Member of the Turkish Parliament Deputy Chairman Mr. Mehdi Eker.
Lusaka Büyükelçimiz Şebnem İncesu.
Madam Şebnem İncesu, Her Excellency the Ambassador in Lusaka.
Cumhurbaşkanlığı İletişim Başkanı Profesör Doktor Fahrettin Altun.
Professor Fahrettin Altun, gentleman is in charge of the communications at the Presidential Office.
TİKA Başkanı Serdar Çam.
Mr. Serdar Çam, the Chairman of TİKA.
Afrika Genel Müdürü Ahmet Rıza Demirer.
Mr. Ahmet Rıza Demirer, in charge of the African Department at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs.
Hazine ve Maliye Bakanı Berat Albayrak.
Mr. Berat Albayrak, Minister of Treasury and Finance.
Ticaret Bakanı Rusar Pekcan.
Madam Rusar Pekcan, Minister of Trade.
Kayseri Milletvekilimiz İsmail Özdemir.
Mr. İsmail Özdemir, Member of the Parliament representing the city of Kayseri in Turkey.
Milli İstihbarat Başkanımız Hakan Bey, senin muhatabın da karşında mı? Burada değil mi? Sizin istihbarat
Head of the intelligence agency, Mr. Hakan Fidan. Is your head of intelligence agency here, Mr. President? Is he here?
Yani onu bulursanız burada bekleriz. Hakan Fidan. Evet, yine benim danışmanım İbrahim Kalın Bey.
Senior advisor Mr. İbrahim Kalın.
Türkiye Maarif Vakfı Başkanı yine Profesör Doktor Birol Akgün.
Professor Birol Akgün, the chairman of the Turkish Maarif Foundation.
Yine dışişleri noktasında danışmanım Sadık Arslan.
And Mr. Sadık Aslan, which is my senior advisor in terms of international relations.
Türk Hava Yolları Yönetim Kurulu Başkanı İlker Aycı.
President of the Executive Board of Turkish Airlines, Mr. İlker Avcı.
Bir de yine danışmanlarımdan evet Profesör Doktor Gülnur Aybet.
Madam Gülnur Aybet, one of my senior advisors.
Thank you.
Çok teşekkürler ekselansları. İsterseniz bir ara verelim törene geçmeden önce. Ekselansları Cumhurbaşkanlarını hemen sol tarafımızdaki odaya alacağız. Sayın Bakanları da imza töreni için diğer odaya alacağız.
Turkey, honorable cabinet ministers from both countries present, senior government officials, distinguished invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, members of the press.
Sayın Cumhurbaşkanları, Sayın Bakanlar, Sayın Yöneticiler ve Sayın Konuklar ve Sayın Basın Mensupları.
Your Excellencies, distinguished invited guests, welcome to the signing ceremony of agreements and memorandum of understanding between our two countries.
İki ülke arasında anlaşmaların imza törenine hoş geldiniz.
And to begin the process, we are going to start with a memorandum of understanding between the government of the Republic of Zambia and the government of the Republic of Turkey on the establishment and activities of Turkish Cooperation and Coordination Agency, TICA, Program Coordination Office in Lusaka.
Türkiye Cumhuriyeti Hükümeti ile Zambiya Cumhuriyeti Hükümeti arasında Lusaka'da TICO Program Koordinasyon Ofisi'nin kurulması ve faaliyetlerine ilişkin mutabakat muhtırası.
The agreement aims at to establish the Program Coordination Office of the Turkish Cooperation and Coordination Agency, TICA, in Lusaka, Zambia. Signing on behalf of the Republic of Zambia, ladies and gentlemen, may I invite Honorable Joseph Malanji, MP, Minister of Foreign Affairs, and signing on behalf of the Republic of Turkey, I have the distinguished privilege to invite Dr. Sidar Sham, President of the Turkish Cooperation and Coordination Agency, to come forward.
İmzacılar Türkiye adına Dr. Serdar Çam, TİKA Başkanı, Zambiya adına Sayın Joseph Malanji, Dışişleri Bakanı.
committee to remain seated. The second one will be cooperation agreement between the government of the Republic of Zambia and the government of the Republic of Turkey in the field of forestry. And signing on behalf of Zambia is Honorable Malang. And signing on behalf of the government of the Republic of Turkey, may I invite Honorable Mevlut Çavuş Olu, Minister of Foreign Affairs.
Türkiye Cumhuriyeti Hükümeti ile Zambiya Cumhuriyeti Hükümeti arasında ormancılık alanında işbirliği anlaşması. İmzacılar Türkiye adına Sayın Mevlüt Çavuşoğlu Dışişleri Bakanı, Zambiya adına Sayın Joseph Malanji Dışişleri Bakanı.
Honorable Ministers, if you may remain seated, you will sign the next one. Thank you. If you may be seated, Honorable Ministers. You're going to sign now a cooperation agreement between the two countries in the field of education. Honorable Malanji will sign on behalf of Zambia, and Honorable Çavuş Olu will sign on behalf of Turkey.
Türkiye Cumhuriyeti Hükümeti ile Zambiya Cumhuriyeti Hükümeti arasında eğitim alanında işbirliği anlaşması. İmzacılar Türkiye adına Sayın Mevlüt Çavuşoğlu Dışişleri Bakanı, Zambiya adına Sayın Joseph Malanji Dışişleri Bakanı.
One more, yes. The next one will be, Honorable Malanji, you may take a seat, thank you. The next one will be agreement between the government of the Republic of Zambia and the government of the Republic of Turkey on mutual abolition of visas for holders of diplomatic passports. And signing on behalf of Zambia is Honorable Stephen Kampiongo, MP, Minister of Home Affairs. And signing on behalf of Turkey is our Foreign Affairs Minister.
Türkiye Cumhuriyeti Hükümeti ve Zambiya Cumhuriyeti Hükümeti arasında diplomatik pasaport hamilleri için vizelerin karşılıklı olarak kaldırılmasına dair anlaşma. İmzacılar Türkiye adına Sayın Mevlüt Çavuşoğlu Dışişleri Bakanı, Zambiya adına Sayın Stephen Kampiongo İçişleri Bakanı.
Honorable Kampiongo, sir, you may remain for the next one. The next one will be cooperation agreement between the government of the Republic of Zambia and the government of the Republic of Turkey in the field of security. And signing on behalf of Zambia is Honorable Stephen Kampiongo MP, Minister of Home Affairs, and signing on behalf of Turkey is Minister of National Defense, Honorable Hulusi Akar.
Türkiye Cumhuriyeti Hükümeti ile Zambiya Cumhuriyeti Hükümeti arasında güvenlik işbirliği anlaşması. İmzacılar Türkiye adına Sayın Hulusi Akar, İçişleri Bakanı, Zambiya adına Sayın Stephen Kampiongo, İçişleri Bakanı.
You've still got one more to sign. You may kindly take a seat. Thank you. The next one will be cooperation agreement on protocol on law enforcement training.
Türkiye Cumhuriyeti Hükümeti ile Zambiya Cumhuriyeti Hükümeti arasında kolluk eğitimi işbirliği protokolü. İmzacılar Türkiye adına Sayın Hulusi Akar, Milli Savunma Bakanı, Zambiya adına Sayın Stephen Kampiongo, İçişleri Bakanı.
The seventh agreement between the two countries is in the field of agriculture. And signing on behalf of Zambia is Honorable Michael Katambo, MP, Minister of Agriculture. And signing on behalf of the government of the Republic of Turkey is Honorable Rusar Pekcan, Minister of Trade.
Türkiye Cumhuriyeti Hükümeti ile Zambiya Cumhuriyeti Hükümeti arasında tarım alanında işbirliği konulu mutabakat zaptı. İmzacılar Türkiye adına Sayın Ruslar Pekcan, Ticaret Bakanı, Zambiya adına Sayın Michael Katambo, Tarım Bakanı.
The next one is a cooperation agreement in the field of fisheries and livestock, and signing on behalf of Zambia is Honorable Kampamba Mlenga MP, Minister of Fisheries and Livestock, and signing on behalf of the Republic of Turkey is Honorable Minister Rusa Pekcan.
Türkiye Cumhuriyeti Hükümeti ile Zambiya Cumhuriyeti Hükümeti arasında balıkçılık ve hayvancılık alanında işbirliği konulu mutabakat zaptı. İmzacılar Türkiye adına Sayın Ruhsar Pekcan, Ticaret Bakanı, Zambiya adına Sayın Kampamba Mulenga, Balıkçılık ve Hayvancılık Bakanı.
The next one is bilateral agreement on cooperation in the field of tourism and arts. Signing on behalf of the government of the Republic of Zambia is Honorable Charles Ganda MP, Minister of Tourism and Arts, and signing on behalf of the Republic of Turkey is Minister of Trade, Honorable Recep Tayyip.
Türkiye Cumhuriyeti Hükümeti ile Zambiya Cumhuriyeti Hükümeti arasında turizm alanında işbirliği anlaşması. İmzacılar Türkiye adına Ruhsar Pekcan, Turizm Bakanı, Zambiya adına Charles Banda, Turizm ve Sanat Bakanı.
The next one is an agreement in the field of promotion and protection of investments, signing for the government of the Republic of Zambia is Honorable Christopher Yaruma, MP, Minister of Commerce, Trade and Industry, and signing on behalf of the government of the Republic of Turkey is Minister of Treasury and Finance, Honorable Berat Oberak.
Türkiye Cumhuriyeti Hükümeti ile Zambiya Cumhuriyeti Hükümeti arasında yatırımların karşılıklı teşviki ve korunmasına ilişkin anlaşma. İmzacılar Türkiye adına Sayın Berat Albayrak, Hazine ve Maliye Bakanı, Zambiya adına Sayın Christopher Yaloma, Ticaret ve Sanayi Bakanı.
The next one is cooperation agreement in the field of youth and sports. Signing on behalf of the government of the Republic of Zambia is Honorable Moses Mawere, MP, Minister of Youth and Sports, and signing on behalf of the government of the Republic of Turkey is Minister of Treasury and Finance, Honorable Berat Oberak.
Türkiye Cumhuriyeti Hükümeti ile Zambiya Cumhuriyeti Hükümeti arasında gençlik ve spor alanında işbirliği anlaşması. İmzacılar Türkiye adına Sayın Berat Albayrak, Hazine ve Maliye Bakanı, Zambiya adına Sayın Moses Mawere, Gençlik ve Spor Bakanı.
Finally, but not the least, is the 12th agreement between the government of the Republic of Zambia and the government of the Republic of Turkey in the field of media. Signing for the government of the Republic of Zambia is Mr. Richard Mwanza, Zambia National Broadcasting Corporation Director General. And I invite Professor Hayrettin Altun, who will sign on behalf of Turkey, who is the Chief of Communications of the Presidency of the Republic of Turkey.
Son anlaşma, Türkiye Radyo Televizyon Kurumu ve Zambiya Ulusal Yayın Kurumu arasında işbirliği protokolü. İmzacılar Türkiye adına Profesör Doktor Sayın Hayrettin Altun, Cumhurbaşkanlığı İletişim Başkanı, Zambiya adına Sayın Richard Mwanza, Zambiya Ulusal Yayın Kurumu Genel Müdürü.
Your Excellencies, Honorable Cabinet Ministers, Senior Government Officials, distinguished invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, we have now come to the end of our signing ceremony. May I kindly request each one of us to be upstanding as we allow the two principals to take their exit, and you are invited for a group photo, Your Excellencies.
Anlaşma töreninin sonuna geldik. Dışarıda aile fotoğrafı çekilecektir. Önce Sayın Cumhurbaşkanlarının çıkışına müsaade edilmesi rica ediyorum.
All the ministers are invited for the group photo. All the ministers.
Al abi.
Havadan iptal. Havadan iptal.
Çorba oldu bir dakika ya. Arasız çorba. Gideyim şuradan bir görüntü alayım geleyim ya neymiş. Sen git görüntü al değil mi? Biz şimdi burada mıyız? Görüntü geçelim mi?
Nereye görüntü geçelim? Abi araca binelim de bizi otele götürecek.
Değil mi?
Niye uğraşacağız bir daha?
Tamam.